do a tutorial. Show us how it's done. Slow it down so we can see how it's done. Okay, fine. This is a wrapping tutorial. Okay, first, take the book. We want about that much either side. So we go down here, we go grab our scissors, our big scissors of this bit, we go with the small scissors. And this box is our paper. We take out approximately how much it's going to be. That's probably about right. There we go. I may have done it slightly too small. It should be fine. It should be fine. Okay. Make sure that is lined up. And we'll fold it over a couple of times. And so we've got probably about the book again, or at least half of the book again, sticking out the top. I'm going to leave that there. We'll grab our scissors again, and along the edge that has the seam, we are going to snippety snip to stop. Love it when it focuses like that. Snippety snip to the edge of the book. Just makes it easier when we're folding, because otherwise the edges all crease up. So what you're going to do, find the edge of the book, and then you are going to push inwards like so. Take the first one. You're going to try and get this inside bit as flat against the bottom of the book or top of the book as you can, and you're going to fold that top one over. Depending what paper you're going to be using, it's going to be a little easier because this paper is quite thick. And I'm just going to do the same on the other side. We go back to the other side, and keeping this bit folded down as much as you can, I'm going to bring it across, and that's not had a very good effect. So what we're going to do is actually bring this up a little bit and fold it out so it goes further into the centre of the book. I'm going to play around with this so that it actually creates that double fold like we want to. Okay, so that's the first side. Now I'm going to try and match it on the other side. Voila! We are more or less matching. And the tricky part now is to keep these down and flat. So try and crease the sides here so that they match like that. And then we move on to the top. We're going to fold this bit down as much as possible and fold it across. So you're wrapping a box, and then the same again at the top. Fold it across, like so, making sure that this bit is as well folded down in there, because it will pop back up if you're using a thicker paper anyway. And then you're left with a peak, and you can unfold it and fold it so you get the peak more or less central, like so. And I usually fold that back down. Then we fold that over to put it on top, and you can either leave it as the point or you can fold it up so it looks a little bit more envelopey, and it's quite thick, so I'm going to leave it as a point because otherwise the tape's going to have a difficult time setting down. And the book was green, so let's grab some green tape. It had a golden line in it, so let's grab a gold one. I think these washi tapes were from the range, I think. Got some coloured ones. I tried to match them to the book that's inside. So do it like that, and then that one across like so, and then we're going to put the last green one across so it creates a thin golden border. Oh, that was terrible. Let's do that again to match the book that is inside. Voila! Right, next is the string that we're going to tie. I've got this one on the left hand side. We're going to pull one end to the other end, straight across your chest. That's how long I make it anyway. And then you can add a centimetre or two in one direction or another. And then where it's folded, sorry, I should have said no, it's doubled. So double string, the length of one hand to the other across the torso. And then we go in and snip. And then we find the halfway point just by folding the string in half. We find the halfway point. And we are going to place that sort of in the middle-ish of the book. Hold that there and then turn it over. Bring the strings into the middle and then twist them at right angles so they form across. Then we're going to flip the book over again and bring them across into the middle. And I'm just going to do a loose knot for the time being whilst I prepare the bookmark. This was one that I actually made myself out of a rubber and a tile cutting tool. It's getting a little bit old and probably could use a refresh, or I should just make a new one. And I've got a thinner string just down here, and you usually need about 30 centimeters, maybe just under. You fold that in half, and we're going to feed that through the hole. And then to tie it off, we literally just do a simple knot. Feed that through. Voila. Tag. Focus. I'm going to complete the bow on here. So to pull it as tight as possible, pull this knot into the middle. And then we're just going to do a simple bow as one would do one's shoes. If you're feeling fancy, and because I have enough string left, you can do a double bow. So pull the first one as tight as you can, and then the second little bow just over the top. Don't pull too tight because it will undo this bow, but it just gives you a bit more of something to look at. Right, let's find the perfect bookmark, because I send out a free bookmark with each and every book that I send out. Let's go with the white roses, because let's all face it, they should be red. Now we're going to pick which corner we like the best, and I'm going with this one down here. So you fold that in half, and this can be done with literally any square of paper. And you're just going to flatten that edge as much as possible, which is very easy on this one because this paper is super thin, but sometimes you do it with card, so it's actually easier to flatten the edge with. If you've got a bone, the thing that you flatten corners, I know which time, the page flatten, oh my god, words. I usually just use the plastic edge of my scissors. There we go. So we fold the corners down to the opposite to that corner, and then we again flatten these bits. These bits don't need to be so rigorously flattened. What do you do? Oh, you pull these flaps open. I'm going to take this tip to the top to open up like so. We fold those back down, and we're going to fold this tip into the bottom tip like so, and then flatten it down and repeat for the second one. And I'm just going to tuck that onto our book tag, and then something else that every parcel that goes out gets. It's a thank you sticker. I'll grab two there. Oh, there we go. Thank you sticker, which you can do whatever you like with. Right, let's find some packaging, which to pull this up here, that has to stay open because this bit which keeps the top from falling down on this side is just doesn't come out anymore, so we have to leave this bottom drawer open. And it looks like we've got this one, might be a little bit small. It might be alright, hang on, bear with, let's try slotting it in. Oh, it's going to be a tight fit all the way in. You can do it, I have faith in you. There we go, that's it. And go back down there, and we're going to close that drawer, scoot back into place, and then we're going to grab our glorious paper tape. I love this tape, it's so sticky. So let's just to make it longer than the thing itself, to pop it there, fold it over, I'm going to bring the tape around and then fold it back over the top of itself. And then, because this is a second-hand package, and we're just going to make doubly sure that that it's not going to suddenly pop open. Okie doke. Then our next step is to reach in our little self-printed sticker situation and grab us. This QR code is the same as my Linktree, it just brings it there, but we're just going to cover up this offensive logo right here. It blends in, so the post office /inpost/every won't be trying to scan the wrong thing. And then I'm going to put the regular address label on here, but I'm not going to do that on camera because I'm not going to dox my customer. But that's it. That's the parcel. That's the process. And I hope you enjoyed it. No matter what kind of day you're having, keep your chins up.